Welcome to Sports Extra. I'm your host Ali Gohar. We're going to focus on Pakistan and Sri Lanka, day 2 of the first test match, historic test match in Rawalpindi. But unfortunately, we couldn't see much. Only 18.2 overs were possible today. Rain and bad light spoiled the show. What little we saw, yes, it was good competitive cricket, but unfortunately, we couldn't get enough. And we were afraid that this would happen looking at the weather forecast. And I think in the next couple of days, the weather doesn't seem to be too good either. So this will be disappointing for fans given the significance of this test match, the fact that we haven't seen test cricket in 10 years in Pakistan. So that is a little disappointing. But overall, I mean, the fact that test cricket is here, we discussed it in detail yesterday, the significance, the historic nature of this game. I mean, it's really something else. It's hard to put into words. Just, I mean, watching these images there, I forgot what the Pakistani cricket season looked like. You know, with the yellowish outfield and the green and yellow sweaters. It just took me back to the 1990s. So that really has been wonderful to see. So to talk about this in further detail, I've been joined by senior sports journalist and a cricket expert, Mirza Iqbal Baig. Mirza Saab, Assalamu Alaikum.
Wa Alaikum Assalam. God, thank you very much for inviting me in your show.
Absolutely. Bit starstruck, going to be honest. I've been watching you since I was very young.
Yeah.
Great to have you here.
So it means that I have become older and older because you had been watching me since you were young.
No.
Huh?
I wouldn't put it that way, but you did. Mirza Iqbal Baig, sir, before we get to, and we discussed this yesterday, but I'd like to get your take on this, before we get to the cricket that we've seen.
Okay.
The significance of this match, what it means to Pakistan cricket.
Actually, Gohar, Pakistan got the test status from ICC. At that time, it was Imperial Cricket Council, and Pakistan played its first ever test match on 16th October 1952 at Firoz Shah Kotla Ground, New Delhi. And when Pakistan started this particular test match on 11 December 2019, it looked that Pakistan is going to revise its test cricket. Pakistan is going to re-enter into the test cricket arena at its own soil. Because, you know, we didn't play a test match since 3rd March 2009 when Sri Lankan cricket team was attacked outside Gaddafi Stadium, Lahore. And after a gap of 10 years, 9 months and 8 days, we are able to watch test cricket in Pakistan. It is quite significant from Pakistan's cricket futures point of view and from the spectators' point of view, from the young people's point of view, because young people were deprived of watching test cricket at their own soil, and we used to play test cricket in Dubai, Abu Dhabi and Sharjah. But it's a great opportunity for the younger generation who didn't who were unable to see the plays at their home ground. So it's a great occasion.
We can think of many big moments in Pakistan cricket. I mean, you can go back to the victory at the Oval when Fazal Mahmood took all those wickets. 1954, 1952, Pakistan's first win in Lucknow, also through Fazal Mahmood, World Cup 92, Champions Trophy and all that. But this arguably has to be the biggest moment in Pakistan's cricket history, given the context.
At the home soil, if you consider Pakistan cricket outside Pakistan, then there are so many things. But at their home soil, it's a big occasion for Pakistan cricket. You know that we had been playing cricket outside Pakistan.
Yeah.
And the significance of this test match is this, that all the 11 cricketers who are playing this test match, they were unable to perform in front of their home crowd. And you can judge from the fact that Azhar Ali, before this test match, played 75 test matches, and those were all outside Pakistan. Like him, Asad Shafiq, which is the senior member of the team, he played 69 test matches outside Pakistan. So it's a big occasion for the players and for the fans also to actually see the action on Pakistan.
For the fans, because everybody has a story about going to their first cricket match, watching test matches one day as at home. So I'm sure you have them. I know I have plenty. This stadium, Rawalpindi, I grew up in Islamabad watching Zahid bowl out New Zealand, watching Ian Healy and Stuart McGill together winning a test match in Rawalpindi. McGrath also took wickets. Dravid making 270. All those memories just come flooding back. That's another reason why it's just so special.
Yeah, but Gohar, you forgot Damien Fleming in his
Hat-trick.
debut test match. He took a hat-trick.
I do, yeah.
And you forgot that the Rawalpindi Express, Shoaib Akhtar started his test career at Rawalpindi.
He did.
And Mohammad Wasim, who belongs to Rawalpindi, actually he started his test career in Lahore, but he was a ball picker in Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium. So history, actually, it's a long
Well, I
history.
could go to Ali Naqvi.
Yeah.
Ali Naqvi, Azhar
Scored
Mahmood.
a century.
Yeah,
They
so
both
did
scored
Azhar Mahmood.
centuries against South Africa here in Pakistan. So it's a big occasion for Pakistan cricket. But if you ask me for my memory, then way back, because I'm quite old, you told me way back, I watched Pakistan, India's test match at National Stadium, Karachi. I couldn't get a ticket, so there was a small hill. I climbed that hill, and there were so many people watching that match free because there wasn't so much security, which is like in these days. So I watched that match free, one-day match, and in that match, current Prime Minister Imran Khan hit sixes to Bishan Singh Bedi. And
it was the historic test.
Yeah, that was a historic test match, and Pakistan won that match against Bishan Singh Bedi's team. So I can't forget that memory. Which was my first one in the test match.
Well, that's why, I mean, having cricket here in Pakistan, test cricket is so important, and let's hope it continues. The Sri Lankans, ironically, it's the Sri Lankans that have made the first step. So let's hope we have more test matches to come in the future. I'm sure there will be after this series. Now, looking at this game, let's talk about the cricket now. Day one, Sri Lanka decided to bat first in dark, gloomy conditions, and it's quite cold, which surprised many. But they handled themselves very well. Karuna Ratne go under the radar a little bit, but one of the best test match batsmen in the world right now. He was brilliant in the first session, blunting the Pakistani bowlers. Fernando was slow and steady. So the first session firmly belonged to the Sri Lankans, but then the Pakistani bowlers, the fast bowlers, adjusted their lengths a little bit and came back strongly.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. In the first session, Sri Lankan was able to score 89 runs without a loss of wicket. And in the second session, when their first wicket fell, the score was 96. We were expecting that Sri Lankan are going to pile a huge score against Pakistan. But in my opinion, it is a psychological battle between Misbah-ul Haq and Mickey Arthur.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Mickey Arthur actually served Pakistan cricket as its head coach, and the way he was ousted as the head coach, he was quite interested to continue his job.
It was unceremonious, to say the least. He thought Misbah would have other things to say in the cricket committee meeting.
That's the main reason. And now Mickey Arthur is with the Sri Lankan cricket team, and Mickey Arthur knows the negative and positive point of Pakistan cricket. So he's a shrewd type of a coach because he has been associated with in the past with South Africa, with Australia, and with Pakistan. So he is a shrewd coach. He thought everyone would have thought to actually bowl first on this wicket. But Mickey Arthur had another thought. He said that the wicket will be quite easy as the day progresses. So he decided to bat on this wicket, which was a shrewd decision from his side.
And the Sri Lankans have some fine bowlers. So I'm sure he's going to talk to Kumara and co and tell them where to bowl against the likes of Azhar Ali, Asad Shafiq. We've seen Azhar Ali falling over a little bit. So I'm sure the Sri Lankan fast bowlers will capitalize on that. I'm not sure when they're going to have a bowl. I mean, let's hope we get some cricket on day 3. But coming back to day 1 and what we saw. So as I mentioned, the Pakistani bowlers came back strongly. And the most impressive was Naseem Shah. I mean, to think that he's, only 16, 17 years old. He picked up 2 wickets, but he was constantly asking questions, beating the bat, consistently hitting the right areas. He also bowled beautifully today, the short spell that he had. It's wonderful to see that Pakistan can still produce that kind of talent.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. In the fast bowling department, Pakistan has got great fast bowlers. It was started from Fazal Mahmood when in 1954 we won the Oval Test against England. Then there was a headline of a newspaper that England were fuzzled, you know. And from Fazal, the legacy actually was transferred to some other bowlers like Sarfaraz Nawaz, who was the inventor of reverse swing, you know, and he taught reverse swing to the current Prime Minister and the ex.
He bowled out Australia and Melbourne.
Pakistan, yeah, you remember in 1979 for 1 run he took 7 wickets and he took almost nine wickets in the innings. And then from Sarfaraz Nawaz it was Imran Khan, the great Imran Khan. He actually started his career in 1971, but after 5 years in Sydney Test, Imran rose to the occasion, and 1976 Sydney Test, he rose to the occasion. And after Imran, that legacy was passed to Wasim Akram, then Waqar Yunus, then Shoaib Akhtar. So Pakistan has produced great fast bowlers of the world, you know. And now this young lot, I think that Naseem Shah is going to become a good fast bowler until and unless he concentrate on his fitness, because the fitness is a major problem. These guys who play cricket on such type of grounds which are not suitable for the cricket, and they don't wear spikes, but when they wear spikes and they bowl with the spikes, then it is quite difficult for them to maintain their fitness.
Well, I just like to make a point here. You're absolutely right. Pakistan have produced tremendous fast bowlers in the past. But over the last 5 years, Pakistani fast bowlers, you know, that legacy has sort of fallen away. That kind of skillful fast bowlers that we used to produce isn't quite there anymore. Because there's been a lot of inconsistency. Fast bowlers haven't been played a lot. They haven't played enough cricket. Either they've broken down or they haven't improved. Rahat Ali is one example who couldn't take his game to the next level. Sohail Khan is another one. So this group of fast bowlers, this crop, I'm mainly talking about Naseem, Usman and Shaheen Shah Afridi. It's very important that they stay fit and stay consistent and constantly improve. We just saw a stat after the Australian series, how Pakistani fast bowlers have fallen away and haven't been consistent enough. So that's something that we really need to work on.
The main reason, Gaur, I think, is for the last 5 years, Pakistan had played all its cricket outside Pakistan for the last 10 years. And that is the main reason, because in front of your home crowd, if a fast bowler, if Shoaib Akhtar is bowling, if Wasim Akram is bowling, then the youngsters wanted to become like those fast bowlers. But as they don't watch them in front of their own eyes, they watch them on just television. And after the retirement of Shoaib Akhtar and Wasim Akram, the fast bowlers, they stopped coming into the international cricket for Pakistan. And I think the main reason is the fitness of the bowlers, because when they are introduced to the international cricket, they couldn't work so hard as compared to the legends like Wasim Akram, Imran Khan, Shoaib Akhtar. They used to work hard, but I think the main reason is their fitness, and the main reason is they are quite shy to work hard on their fitness.
You raised a very important point then. I was just thinking randomly, guys like Kabir Khan, Syed, Nazir, they would walk into this team right now, but they couldn't make it when Wasim and Waqar were there. You mentioned fitness, and I remember in 2010, 2011, Wasim Akram and Andrew Simons. Wasim was coaching Kolkata Knight Riders and Andrew Simons was playing the IPL. And he mentioned, they asked him about Indian fast bowlers during an interview, and he said, you know, the biggest problem is that Indian fast bowlers are lazy, they're not fit enough. And he was absolutely right. And now you see guys like Bumrah, Shami and Ishant Sharma doing very, very well. Why? Because they've taken their fitness to the next level. Pakistan, however, have fallen behind. And also, pitches are the problem. Underprepared wickets, which is why you see military medium fast bowlers being so successful.
The main reason is the domestic cricket of Pakistan. In domestic cricket, now they have changed the structure, but before that, the pitches which were prepared for the fast bowler, for the first class matches, they were not ideal for the fast bowler. Nobody actually used to take care of the pitches. They were dull pitches, and because of those dull pitches, the spinners, they actually tried to show their worth. And the batsmen, they used to score a lot of runs on those pitches. The main reason is also the pitches on which we couldn't groom fast bowler, beside being the fitness of the fast bowler.
Yeah, no, I mean, we produce fast bowlers when you had dry, flat wickets. That's how a lot of these guys learned the art of reverse swing and how to bowl in difficult conditions. But since the 2003 World Cup, things changed drastically, and it's unfortunate that that happened, but now this administration, I'm sure, is looking to rectify that. We've discussed Naseem Shah and how well he bowled. Let's spare a thought for Shaheen Shah Afridi. He's also been brilliant and probably Pakistan's best bowler in Australia.
You are absolutely right. His elder brother, Riaz Afridi, played only one test match in 2004. And he wanted to serve Pakistan for a longer period. But because of his fitness problem, and then he went to play for the Indian Cricket League. He was banned, and he couldn't continue his career. When I met with him, he told me 2 years ago that my younger brother is coming and you'll see that he'll conquer the cricketing world. You know, he's an extraordinary, talented fast bowler. And today in the press conference, I asked a question from Shaheen Afridi. I asked that your elder brother wanted to become a great test cricketer, but he could play only one test match, and now you have started to show your worth. So he said that my brother is always giving me the tips. So the main reason is this, that Shaheen Afridi has got potential. He joined Lahore Qalandars, where he was coached by Aqib Javed, former Pakistan test fast bowler. He's the director coaching at Lahore Qalandars, and Aqib Javed was the member of 1992 World Cup winning team. He used to swing the ball very well. So under the guidance of Aqib Javed, Shaheen improved a lot.
No, I mean, his maturity is, it's really something. I remember in the Syed game, the tour game before the first test match, when Naseem Shah was bowling, he bowled that wonderful spell when he was peppering Usman Khwaja. You saw Shaheen Afridi talking to him and giving him tips. And to think that he's only 19 years old, and at that point he had only played 3 test matches, just goes to show he's not only talented, he's got a very good head on his shoulders. I remember when Amir was first coming in, everybody talked about how clever he was, and his story was fairy tale like and romantic. But Shaheen Shah Afridi, I mean, to think where he's come from, everything that he's been through to get here, and the kind of talent that he has, not enough people, I feel, are telling his story.
Yeah, Shaheen Afridi has come from former FATA, federally administered tribal area, but FATA has now been merged into KP. And in FATA, there was a lot of talent, you know. And you can see, Gohar, that for the last 10 years or 12 years, the players from KP are coming ahead. Yeah. Yunus Khan belonged to Mardan. He shifted to Karachi, but his
all your fast bowlers.
Yeah, they are coming from there. Yasir Shah, leg spinner, he's from Swabi. Junaid Khan, the fast bowler, he's from Mardan. So there are so many cricketers. There is a lot of passion for cricket in KP, and because of that. And Shaheen Afridi, you raised a very, very good point, because he has got a very good head, you know, and he's a sensible man like Wasim Akram. When Wasim Akram came, I remember that people thought that he's a shrewd fast bowler, although he couldn't take a wicket on his one-day debut. But after 3 ODI matches, Wasim Akram got his first one-day international wicket in Australia in 1985. So Wasim Akram, we can't compare Shaheen Afridi with Wasim Akram, but Shaheen Afridi has got a talent.
And Wasim was blessed to have Imran Khan at mid-off.
In this lot, there is nobody to tell them, you know. Like that Shoaib Akhtar, he was told by Wasim Akram, and Shoaib got himself into a very good move, very good fast bowler's position. But these fast bowlers, they are unlucky that they are not being guided, they are not being playing beside those great fast bowlers who could help them.
Baig Saab, I think we need a breather. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have more analysis. Stay tuned. Welcome back. I'm in conversation with senior cricket analyst Mirza Iqbal Baig. We're discussing day 2 of the first test match in Rawalpindi in detail, and we're going to continue to do that. Mirza Iqbal Baig Saab, unfortunately, there's not a lot to talk about as far as day 2 is concerned. We'll get there, but just a little bit more of day 1, the fact that the Pakistani fast bowlers came back, that was important for the crowd to see, that Pakistan doing well. And Usman Shinwari, we discussed Naseem and Shaheen Afridi before the break, but Usman Shinwari making his debut, he took the important wicket of Mendes pushing forward. I think this was an important move to get someone like Usman Shinwari in, because as we alluded to earlier, that Pakistani fast bowlers have been struggling, particularly in Test match cricket. There isn't enough consistency and not enough venom, but Shinwari provides that.
Shinwari was unlucky not to make it to the Pakistan cricket team for the tour of Australia. But he was working very hard. People say that he's a wide bowler. He can't bowl with the red ball, but this time he proved the people wrong that he's a good red ball bowler too. And he needs some sort of work on his bowling. If people like Wasim Akram, if Wasim Akram can tell Irfan Pathan, and if Wasim Akram can tell Ishant Sharma and some other bowlers, then they should be guided by Wasim Akram here too. And I think that the people say that now he is going to become the chairman of cricket committee of Pakistan Cricket Board.
There's some whispers around.
But I think so, that because nobody is there, because the chairman PCB said that we want a cricketer to be to head the committee of this Pakistan Cricket Board's cricket committee. So chances are quite bright because Wasim Akram, insiders say that he has agreed to actually accept that post.
Well, then you'll have Wasim and Waqar at the helm. Of course, as Waqar Yunus is the bowling coach, he'll be working a lot more closely with these bowlers. He's been bowling coach before, and he's done well. We saw serious improvements in Rana Naveed's bowling and Umar Gul for about 3 years, from 2007 to 2010. Umar Gul was very, very good, and Waqar Yunus was around.
Yeah, Waqar Yunus has himself been a great fast bowler for Pakistan. But the problem is this, as compared to Wasim and Waqar, if you compare Wasim and Waqar, Wasim knows the art, Wasim knows the trick, how to actually handle the young fast bowlers. And on the other hand, Waqar Yunus doesn't know that. Sorry to say that, Waqar Yunus doesn't know that, because Waqar thinks himself that still he is one of the top bowler of Pakistan. He doesn't think that he has retired and now he is doing coaching of the fast bowlers. So there is a huge difference. Wasim, I have spoken to some of the fast bowlers, when Wasim actually tells them that they listen to him and they act upon that, and Wasim asks them that what you did when I told you about that. But in Waqar, just there are so many things, you know. He has been controversial in the past too, Waqar Yunus, and because of that, he quit the head coach job. And there are so
which Pakistani legend hasn't been controversial? I can't think of one that hasn't been. But let's hope for the best, and I think Waqar has been there before. Usman Shinwari, the reason why I think, sir, he wasn't picked for Australia and before that was because of his fitness. This is a fast bowler who's really struggled with his fitness, but you can tell he's worked very hard on that, and he's looking a lot fitter, and he can bowl longer spells now. That's very important. Good to see that Usman has worked on that.
But he was playing Qaid-e-Azam Trophy and performing pretty well. I asked him about his fitness. He said that I'm fully fit. He was doing pretty well in Qaid-e-Azam Trophy, and he was expecting that he'll get a ticket to Australia. But unfortunately, he couldn't make it to the team because people were saying that there was a tie between Musa Khan and Shaheen Shinwari. Pakistan Cricket Board should have taken one young raw fast bowler like Naseem Shah, but they chose two fast bowlers like Musa Khan. They sent Mohammad Hasnain, who's a very good fast bowler. They sent him to the Emerging Asia Cup.
And he did well.
He did well over there, and Pakistan won that tournament. But Musa Khan's selection, he's quite young. He's 19 years old. I think in place of Musa Khan, in my opinion, Shaheen Shinwari should have been given the chance to tour Australia.
What about the balance of the Pakistani side? You see, we're hard-pressed. It's difficult to find we've been hard-pressed to find an all-rounder. Fahim Ashraf was there in England, but he couldn't really quite sustain that mainly because of his batting. He was not a good enough batsman. I'm sure he's working on that now. But Pakistan are desperately missing an all-rounder in their test side, which is why I've been talking about Amir Yameen for a few years now.
I was about to take his name.
He's a very capable batsman, a fine fielder, and he's a good bowler. We know that, and he's been performing consistently. So I fail to understand why. I'm not sure if you've pushed for him on your show, but I think selectors need to start taking a guy like him seriously. And of course, Fuad Alam is finally in the squad. For me, he should have been given a game. He should have been there instead of Haris, but that hasn't happened. Maybe he'll play in Karachi. Just a couple of things that the selectors need to think about.
The whole selection committee revolves around Misbah-ul-Haq. Now he is the chief selector, and the selectors who are actually giving their opinion to Misbah, they are the head coaches of 6 different provincial teams. So all lies with Misbah. Which player he selects, because the selectors, the 6 selectors, they are just doing their job. Sorry to say, they just want to actually get their job.
But he should have been picked. I'm just going to press you on this for a minute, sir. He should have been picked a few years ago.
You are absolutely
before
right.
Misbah was there. So it's clearly the selectors are not noticing something, or maybe we're missing something.
No, Amir Yameen has played one-day international for
yes,
Pakistan.
He has,
he
but
was
hasn't
picked in the
played Test
Pakistan
cricket.
team. He made a tour of Zimbabwe also.
And he made a half century.
Yeah, but beside that, he was ignored, in the past. And we were thinking that Misbah, when Misbah was the captain, then he didn't go for Amir Yameen, because people were saying that after the retirement of Abdul Razzaq, who was a class all-rounder who could have bowled well, who could have batted well, now Amir Yameen was the person who can take his place. But they didn't give chance to Amir Yameen. It's unfortunate with this youngster. He's still playing domestic cricket and performing pretty well.
And he's doing well. So it's a surprise to me why he isn't in Pakistan's white ball side either. So I think that's something that the selectors need to look at. Not playing Yasir Shah, he had a disappointing tour down under, very disappointing in fact. So one would think that he'd be better suited to these wickets, but Misbah and I guess Azhar Ali decided not to play him. What do you make of that?
Today, on the second day, pitch started to take a little bit turn. When Asad Shafiq was bowling, the ball was turning. So they must be missing Yasir Shah.
And if Asad Shafiq is turning it, then you know.
Yasir Shah could have deceived the Sri Lankan batsman, Yasir Shah is a sort of bowler who can be handy on such type of pitches. On Australian pitches, except Mushtaq Ahmed, who got 5 wickets in the match, and Danish Kaneria, who bowled pretty well, no Pakistani leg spinner has been performing well in Australia. But here in these
not
conditions,
even Qadir for a while.
not even Abdul Qadir, late Abdul Qadir, the great man. But in these conditions, I think that they should have played Yasir Shah, and now the Pakistan Cricket Board has issued a press release that Yasir Shah is being sent back to Lahore to work at National Cricket Academy.
Producer just mentioned that right now.
And then Yasir Shah is going back to Lahore. Yasir Shah is a good bowler on such type of wickets. He has taken more than 200 in wickets, and most of his wickets are either in Abu Dhabi, Sharjah.
And he's been very impressive against Sri Lanka as well.
Yeah, he should have been given the chance. I can't understand the theory why he was not given the chance. He scored a century in the last test match at Adelaide with the pink ball. But beside that century, his main job is to actually bowl. And I think that he should have been given a chance. Pakistan will be missing Yasir Shah, because when the Sri Lankan will be batting in the second innings, then definitely he could have been handy for Pakistan.
Well, this match, if the weather stays like this, it'll probably be a draw, and Pakistan won't be bowling last. So I guess maybe it's sort of worked out, and the conditions are overcast and gloomy, and the fast bowlers have been asking questions. Just before play ended, when Pakistan took the new ball, Shaheen was brilliant. He took the wicket of Dick Weller, and Naseem Shah again constantly beating the bat.
But you can't rule out the Sri Lankan fast bowlers, because the way our batting has been collapsing for the past test matches, the way Azhar Ali is not in form. He scored just 62 runs from 2 test matches in 4 innings. So he has been struggling. And beside Babar Azam, Shan Masood plays a bit slow, beside Babar Azam. And you can't actually pinpoint some Pakistani batsmen who can be trusted.
This is a much improved Sri Lankan bowling attack. Kumar is a much improved bowler. He bowls over 140 clicks. They have the left armer Fernando in there, who's quite a handy bowler. Unfortunately, Lakmal fell ill. I think he's suffering from dengue. And Pereira, fine spinner.
Yeah, Pereira is fine spinner, and Dhananjaya, you can't rule out off spinner Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya De Silva, who scored a 50 today.
Yeah,
but he's a very good off spinner, and I read somewhere that Mahila Jayawardene, the former captain of Sri Lanka, he persuaded his case that you should give chance to this Jayananda. He can be handy for the for such type of pitches, and he performed pretty well in Sri Lanka. So he can be a danger man for Pakistan.
The other Dhananjaya is not there, Akila.
Dhananjaya.
The one because his action isn't called into question.
Yes.
So Pakistan will be breathing a sigh of relief there. But
so I was confused between the two Dhananjaya.
But he also bowls off spin. He bowls pretty handy off spin.
But then Akela Dhananjaya is a much more improved off spinner, but his bowling action was questioned.
But again, it's not going to be easy for Pakistan, because you're quite right. The Pakistani batsmen, some of them played well in Australia, like Babar Azam. Yasir Shah ended up making 100. Rizwan also made 97 runs. But overall, the batting unit still, that solidity isn't there. And what's been hurting Pakistan over the last more than 5 years is that they're not aggressive enough. They don't bat with enough intent. That's really been hurting Pakistan.
You are absolutely right. The strike rate, the run rate of Pakistani team, when the openers start their innings, they just play dot balls, and which put pressure on the batsmen. And that is the main reason of Pakistan's defeat in Australia. As compared to Pakistan, if you look at the Australians' run rate, the way David Warner played, the way their other opener played, they actually maintained a good run rate.
Labuschagne made 100 today as well.
Yeah.
He's in fine form.
He's a brilliant batsman, and when Steve Smith was struck on the head by Jofra Archer, then Labuschagne was the one who, according to new rule, who was brought in, and he scored a fine 50 over there. He's a good talent for Australia.
But you see, here's the difference right there. Someone like Labuschagne, I think he came in, he played for Australia first in the UAE, it might have been. And they took him because he could bowl a little bit of handy leg spin.
Yeah, you're right.
And he could bat. And he didn't look that impressive with the bat. But he made a few adjustments in Glamorgan through Matthew Maynard, who helped him out. And he looks like a completely different batsman. You see, these minor adjustments can help a player a great deal. And this is what some of the Pakistani batsmen need to think about.
You are absolutely right. Pakistan should hire the services of their legendary batsmen, in my opinion. I might be wrong. Should hire Javed Miandad, who knows.
Who's been there, who's been the coach.
But this time, when their batting is going down and down, they need some sort of a person who knows the art of batting, who can tell the young batsmen how to bat. So I think Pakistan is lacking in that. We had Grant Flaw in the past, but he couldn't actually improve the batting qualities of Pakistani batsmen. But now Misbah is there. Misbah has himself been a great batsman. So Misbah, although couldn't score 100 in ODI, but in test matches, his record is quite better.
No, absolutely. There's no doubt about that. But and Pakistan's, if you look at Pakistan's batting, they're a lot more experienced than our bowling lineup. So on paper, it's Pakistan's batting that's our strength right now in test match cricket. It's very important that guys like Azhar Ali and Asad Shafiq now take responsibility, because we see them getting off to starts, particularly Asad Shafiq, and they're not capitalizing. They don't play crucial knocks anymore. Azhar Ali used to do that, but he's fallen away a little bit. And to provide that balance in the side, we were talking about bringing in an all-rounder like Amir Yameen. For that to happen, someone like Asad Shafiq needs to go up the order to provide that balance.
But if Azhar Ali is coming at 1 down, and if Babar Azam is coming at number 4, then Azhar Ali can come at number 5. Azhar Ali can't be promoted into that batting order.
You see, I mean, we only have a couple of minutes remaining, which is quite annoying. I'm having so much fun discussing this with you. If we were to pick someone like an all-rounder, Azhar Ali would have to open the batting. He'd have to make that sacrifice. So it would be Azhar Ali and another opener, either Shan or Abid. Imam is not equipped for Test cricket as yet. Number 3, Asad Shafiq would have to come in. He's batted at number 3 before.
I think in the past he has batted at number 3, Asad Shafiq.
Yeah, and then you at number 4, you have Babar. 5, you have Fuad Alam. 6, Rizwan, 7 Amir Yamin, and then your bowlers, and then you have for that you have 5 bowlers then.
Yeah.
That's the perfect balance.
We are lacking a regular bowler. You know, we have gone into the test match with 4 bowlers, and they actually used Haris Suhail and they used Asad Shafiq as the bowler. So you are absolutely right. We should have gone into the test match with 5 bowlers. Another all-rounder could have actually made it to the Pakistan team, but let's see what the result comes.
We only have a minute remaining. Speaking of the result, the weather is not helping at all. It's dark and gloomy. It was a horrible day today in Islamabad and Rawalpindi. If rain doesn't interrupt tomorrow or bad light, probably will. But if it doesn't, what do you see happening?
I think that if Sri Lankans are able to score more than 300 runs, then they can put Pakistan batting under pressure, because if the play goes on for the whole day, then Pakistan batting can be under pressure. You know, Abid Ali is making his debut. Haris Suhail is struggling with his form. Azhar Ali is struggling with his form. Shan Masood doesn't convert 40 to 50, 60, 70. So it will be a quite difficult task for them.
Right. We're going to have to leave it at that. Mirza Iqbal Baig, thank you for coming on the show.
It's a pleasure for me. Thank you so much.
That's all we have time for. Keep watching Sports Extra on PTV World. See you next time. Bye-bye.